It's Q4 of 2022, the holidays are right around the corner, and I have a new card to spend on. So today, we're looking through all the cards in my wallet that have earned me over 1 million points and miles, worth north of $10,000, and my strategy on which cards I'm adding next. And to kick it off, one card that's surprisingly seen more use recently would be the Chase Freedom Flex card. A card I got 2 years ago for 4 main reasons. One, it has no annual fees, so it's a card I'm keeping open forever to help build my credit score. Two, it fits with my other Chase cards in the wallet that earn me Chase points, and although it's marketed as a cashback card, you're gonna be earning points instead that you can then convert to cashback if you wanted to, among several other methods. Three, it gives you amazing value for your spend in certain categories, which is why it's seeing so much use in Q4, given that the 5 times points categories include Walmart and PayPal. Almost everything I've been buying online this quarter has PayPal, so it's like a free 5% back on all of my purchases. Though one concern you want to keep in mind are the protections you're getting with the card, because yes, it does have purchase protection and extended warranty, but with lower limits compared to some other cards. One thing it doesn't have is return protection, which has come in real clutch for some things I bought in the past on cards like the Amex Platinum. So you have to decide for yourself if the lack of those protections is worth the extra 5%. And then there's reason number 4, I got the Freedom Flex, and that's because of its sign-up bonus giving me $200 for my first $500 in spend, or a return of 40% on that amount. It also came with a 5% back on grocery spend in the first year, which fortunately has come back live right now. Anyways, this card really sees use in just a few ways. When the place accepts only MasterCard but not Visa, which is pretty rare, when I'm using it on the 5 times categories every quarter, or if I need to put spend on it to keep it active. But overall, it's a great card to have in your wallet. The Chase Ink Unlimited card. Now, I don't know why it took so long for me to get this card, because when I was scripting this video, I still hadn't received it, but just a couple days ago, I finally got it in the mail and it went straight into my wallet and will be there for the foreseeable future. And that's because it has a $750 sign-up bonus, or 75,000 Chase points when you hit the minimum spend in the first 3 months. But literally a couple days after I applied and got approved for the card, they upped the offer to 90,000 points instead. But fortunately, after some secured messaging with Chase, they said I'll be able to get the elevated 90,000 point offer after I hit the original $7,500 in spend. I'll just have to reply to their message after I've hit that threshold. Now with this card, there's mainly 3 reasons why I got it and why I don't plan to cancel it in the near future. One, again, it's a no annual fee card, so it doesn't cost anything to keep it open forever and continue to build the credit history for the business. 2, Chase is, in my opinion, the best credit card currency out there, and this will just add to my current stash of Chase points, especially with the elevated 90,000 point offer. And 3, it completes the other version of the Chase Trifecta, where instead of having the Chase Freedom Flex, I'll be using this Chase Ink Unlimited instead to give me that 1.5 times points on all of my spend. Now, speaking of the trifecta, the third Chase card that completes it for me would be the Chase Sapphire Preferred, a card I got over 5 years ago. And although I don't use this card that often, it gives all my Chase points across all of my cards a 25% boost in value when I'm redeeming for travel through their portal or the pay yourself back feature. But more importantly, it allows me to then pool my points and transfer them to one of Chase's travel partners to redeem for even more value that way. It does cost me $95 a year to keep it open, but with the $50 in hotel credit every year and the other credits that come with a card, it's pretty much at least a break-even card for me. For my lifestyle, I use DoorDash a lot, and Dash Pass every month is already worth $10, so that's $120 every year. I do also do car rentals a couple times a year, and with a primary car rental insurance, that's saving me $20 to $30 every car rental day. And that's with me being kind of lazy and not taking advantage of the Instacart credit of $15 every quarter, or the monthly $10 GoPuff credit. If you're able to use all of those, then you're way in the green with the card. Although if I do spend on the card, this card is alright with its categories, giving you 2 times points when you're spending on travel, 3 times on dining and takeout, 3 times on groceries online, and 5 times on Lyft points given I don't have a car and tend to rideshare around a lot. That said, I am planning on some changes here. Given I'm way past the 48 months for Sapphire bonuses, if I see an elevated bonus for the Sapphire Preferred, I'm going to be downgrading this one and then waiting a while before applying for a new one to get the card again while triggering another sign-up bonus. I mean, there is the Sapphire Reserve as well, but I think it's due for a refresh and it doesn't really fit in with my setup. And that's because my premium card of choice is actually the American Express Platinum card. Now, I know it's a controversial card and I get it. It's turned into a coupon book of credits with an insanely high $695 annual fee to try and justify. But if you're able to justify the fee by using some of the credits, it's really worth the consideration. In my case, I've had the card for almost 4 years now with no plans on canceling anytime soon. And that's because I'm easily able to get more value than the annual fee every single year. There's first the $200 in hotel credit, which I'll be able to use if I stay once every year. $200 for Uber Cash, which given how often I ride Uber or order Uber Eats, it's one of the easier credits to use. Another $200 for the airline fee credit, which I use to upgrade my domestic seats to the premium class, which seems to work because it's not an actual class upgrade to business or first. In fact, in my recent trip to New York, I upgraded each leg of my trip to premium class for $100 each. And on one of the legs, I actually got bumped all the way to first class. All of this to me is worth it because it's a 5 to 6 hour trip each way. And then credit-wise, the $100 a year at Saks Fifth Avenue, which allows me to buy some gifts around the holiday season. Just those few credits alone is already worth $700 every year, which essentially makes the card free while still giving me all the other awesome great perks. Now, I almost never spend on this card given its pretty mediocre categories for elevated spend, but I do use this card in a few specific ways. When traveling, I really like the Centurion or Priority Pass lounge access, which gives me and a couple guests the ability to get some decent food and drinks while waiting at the airport. The hotel and rental car status also come in handy for getting upgrades when I'm traveling, or if I'm booking FHR, giving me tons of perks worth hundreds of dollars. It's also a card that gives me the widest coverage for different protections, and the card I use return protection on, which has saved me hundreds of dollars from online shopping. All that combined with amazing customer service and great retention offers are the reasons why I will keep this card open for the foreseeable future. Then there's the Capital One Venture X card, which is a one-stop shop that does everything decently well. And even though it costs me $395 a year to keep it open, I'm also never gonna cancel the card because the 2 easy to get credits every year already more than offset that cost. With $300 a year when booking travel through their portal, as well as $100 worth of points every year, totaling $400 in yearly value, that makes the card essentially free. I mean, if anyone wants a really slim setup with just 1 or 2 cards, I highly recommend this card. Not only because it's essentially free, but it also comes with premium card features like lounge access, cell phone protection, and the highest status for Hertz rental cars, but also great multipliers including 2 times points on everything you buy, which is exactly why I haven't found the need for another catch-all card like the Freedom Unlimited or the Citi Double Cash giving me 1.5 or 2% back on all my spend, because I can just get the 2 times points here with this card, which is exactly a 2% cash back when redeemed for travel through their portal, but also gives me the option to transfer to Capital One partners and redeem for outsized value that way. Combine that with a 75,000 point bonus when hitting the minimum spend in the first 3 months, and you already have a business class ticket across the ocean. And then of course my favorite and only debit card I ever carry around, and that's the Schwab debit card. There's nothing really special about it day to day, but I always keep some money on the account in case I'm traveling or going abroad because it allows me to withdraw cash anywhere around the world where it will reimburse me the ATM fee. So it's really handy when going to cash heavy places like Japan, but I've heard that's changing nowadays. Alright, so those are all the cards in my wallet right now, covering a lot of different bases and a card with a work in progress minimum spend. Now, I'm on team points and miles for travel, and if you've seen my recent video about the best credit card strategy for travel, I'm at the stage where I'm working on special purpose-built cards, or cards that will just continue to give me Chase and American Express points. So given a few months time, I'm probably looking to open my next card already. So here are the cards that I'm considering. First, like I mentioned earlier, if there's a good sign-up bonus for a card like the Sapphire Preferred, I'm going to downgrade my current one and then sign up for that, giving me another big boost of Chase points. This does mean I'll lose the ability to transfer Chase points to partners temporarily, so I will have to plan in advance before I do that. Then if that doesn't happen, I'll likely go for the American Express Gold card. It not only will give me a lot of Amex points, like 90,000 points for hitting the sign-up bonus, but it'll also be, like the Venture X, a card that's essentially free given the 2 easy to use credits that total up to $240 every single year, which I think will probably be pretty easy given it's Uber Eats, Uber, and a few restaurants that I have in my city. But a big thing for me is taking advantage of the 4 times points when spending at grocery stores or dining. I will have to be careful though, because American Express bonuses are once per person per card, so I need to make sure I'm getting it at an all-time high offer. And then next on the list would be the Alaska card, whether it be the personal or the business card. Now, I started researching more into this card for a recent video, but I find it pretty suited for my current case because I live near an Alaska hub and I travel with people a lot, which will make it really easy to use the companion fare to get more value than the $75 annual fee. Combine that with free checked bags and a big sign-up bonus which almost covers a first-class ticket to Asia on JAL or Cathay Pacific, and that makes for a really strong purpose-built card. And then the fourth card on my consideration list would have to be the Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant card. Now, it really depends on my travel plans for next year, and because most of the travel will be abroad, and if I decide to stay at Marriott properties a lot, then this card will come in really handy, not only because of its free night certificate, but also the free Platinum Elite status. Especially when traveling abroad, Elite statuses mean a lot more than they do in the US, because international cards don't give perks anywhere near as strong as US cards, and especially not Platinum Elite statuses. And so having high-end Elite statuses like Platinum go much further and will really make the couple $100 in annual fee well worth it. As you can tell, my strategy focuses on getting points and miles for travel, which in my opinion gives you way more value than basic cashback. And so go on and check out this video for the best strategy to maximize your travel experience with credit cards. I'll see you over there.